Well, hey folks, Real Honesty with John Ritlin. I'm John Ritlin. It's my review, New Japan Pro Wrestling's Road to Dontaku Day 4 event. Day 3 had the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag titles in the main event. This day has the US title in the main event. And this was overall the better show, though I will say that there were some good matches on the Day 3 event, and I did a review of that, and feel free to check that out if you would like. I try my best to say, hey, which matches you should and shouldn't watch, but don't just take my word for it. If you enjoy the New Japan product, and you should, just saying, if you're a wrestling fan, you should enjoy the product. If you don't, it's all good. We all have things we like and dislike. But I try to give my honest opinions on what you should and shouldn't watch. And truth be told, New Japan usually delivers at least a B quality show, even on their shows where maybe they have a championship match and then some tag matches is just advanced feuds. Still has a pretty good flow to it. This was only I'd say about 2.5 hour event, and that was pretty good. So you had Jushin Thunder Liger, Nagata, and Oka versus Tenzan, Narita, and Umino. And it was good stuff. This didn't go as long as the previous day's match that had two young lions go to a 10 or 15 minute draw, which certainly wasn't a bad match, don't get me wrong. But it was always great. It's always great to see Liger. I absolutely love Jushin Thunder Liger, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Everybody's going to enjoy him while he lasts because we don't know when he's going to end up retiring. I remember he said, it was a couple years ago, he's got about 5 years left. I think 2020 is going to be his last year. And it's fine. He's done everything possible. He continues to perform pretty well, even though it's in a lot of these tag matches. It's just great to see Liger in the ring. The Young Lions keep improving. Like Oka's improved, Narita's improved, Umino's improved. And you got a submission victory by Nagata on his 50th birthday. So not only did he get to throw out, kicks and chops and get a drop kick and a couple moves, fire back at him, he got a submission victory for his 50th birthday. Nagata and Liger, two legends in Japanese wrestling. Certainly not a bad opening match. And then we go with Sho and Yo and Rocky Romero versus Tachi, Taka, and Izuka. My words of the match that they had this exact same match at the Day 3 event. Copy and paste that, except they had another DQ. This time, Suzuki-gun got the win because the ref got bumped with the mic stand, and it was either Sho or Yo that got blamed for it. I actually forgot which one it was. This wasn't exactly the most memorable match. It wasn't bad, but it was typical. And Taka was entertaining, don't get me wrong. And Rocky Romero, a lot of people forget, really damn good wrestler despite being a hype man for Sho and Yo. Rapogni 3K, of course, but a very addicting theme, but very simple theme. Like, if you actually hear the lyrics, it's like such simple stuff, but it's still fun. Not a bad match, but if you saw what they did at Day 3, same thing here. Just, the heels this time win. And then Kushida, Makabe, and Michael Elgin, can't stand Michael Elgin, pile of shit that he is, versus Will Ospreay, Yoshihashi, and Yano. Yano pimping the merch and everything. Kushida and Ospreay having some good moves. Makabe and Yano, of course, having a little bit of a feud. Elgin, I just don't like. Something just doesn't set right with me. Even if the stuff about him isn't true, something just doesn't set right with me. It just doesn't. I'm willing to believe it's true. It built the respective feuds, and it was good. It was a good match. It was better than the 10 tag that they had the other day, where other guys like Juice and Goto were in there. And I got why that was the case. They wanted to, put everybody in here and have them build some feuds. But nice with these 3-on-3 matches, you can get a little bit more stuff. You can get a little bit more feud building. And I am really ready for Ospreay versus Kushida. That is going to be a tremendous match. I've had tremendous matches before. Can't wait for this one. It's going to be world class. Not world class championship wrestling. And yes, I apologize for my voice starting to fade. A little bit tired. But good 6-man tag. Kushida, Makabe, and Elgin get the win. Makabe actually getting the pin. And then really the sleeper match of the show, Hanare versus Tomohiro Ishii. Good stuff. Hinare keeps improving. That young man is going to do well, provided that he actually stays injury free. And I know he did come back from, I believe, an ACL injury within the past 6 to 8 months or something like that. If he can stay injury free, relatively speaking, wrestling is a contact sport after all, this guy's going to be a star. He's got star written all over him, keeps improving. Ishii, I'm convinced, is a tank in human form. But this was a hard-hitting match. The headbutts just make me cringe because of what happened with Shibata. And I'm glad to see Shibata's able to do coaching. I really hope he doesn't try to get back in the ring. I don't know if they'll clear him. I'm not saying they should. But dear God, I mean, those headbutts, just crazy. The chops, the kicks. It's like Ishii's like, it's like swinging a tree branch at your throat. I mean, the guy is just, the guy is great. Hinare is great also. I really just liked this match because it was hard hitting, but it didn't drag on like the Ishii Michael Elgin match from the New Japan Cup tournament, which was a good match, I admit. I thought went a little bit long, but it was still a good match. This had just the right amount of time. Hinare looked like he might win. Obviously, he wasn't going to, but he's improving. And Ishii got the win. Good stuff. Certainly enjoyable. And Hinare proved that he can hang with one of the toughest guys. I mean, Ishii's hard to keep down. And Hinare hung with him. Eventually fell, but hung with him. There we go. So that was a good match. And then we go to Hiromu, Bushi, Sanada, Evil, and Naito, LIJ, versus Suzuki-gun. Of course, captained by Minoru Suzuki, the murder grandpa who hates chairs, hates fans, hates chairs that slip out of his fingers, and he hates Naito most of all. Well, currently he hates Naito most of all. So Suzuki, El Desperado, Kanemaru, Killer Elite Squad. Didn't recognize Davey Boy Smith without the. I'm not gonna say the thing about Davey Boy Smith. You know what? All I'm gonna say is if you've done something and the police are looking for you, you done messed up. So hopefully that can actually be worked out for all parties involved. But regardless of the situation, not exactly the best look for Davey Boy Smith Jr. So hopefully everything gets worked out. But back to the match. Immediately outside, I don't even think the bell finished ringing before everybody spilled outside. I mean, Hiromu and I think it was Hiromu and El Desperado were in the ring. Doing some stuff. But other than that, everybody's just outside. Well, I mean, in the crowd, and Suzuki's throwing chairs at people. Well, I mean, just at Naito mainly. I don't think Suzuki's that careless, but he just doesn't. He does not. He cares not for you mere mortals. For us mere mortals, he just throws chairs at everybody, and it was good stuff. It was about the same as any other multi-man match you're gonna get with Suzuki-gun and LIJ. Suzuki, really just too good. Everybody was too good in this match. No one really seemed like a weak link, though. I gotta admit, I'm just not the biggest fan of the Killer Elite Squad. I'm just not. Are they a good team? Yes, they mesh well together. I'm just not the biggest fan. I'm getting a little sick of the whole water spit thing. I mean, I'm sorry, I just am. I mean, whatever. It's part of his gimmick. I mean, I'm not gonna fault Archer the person, but I know he's just playing a heel, but it's just a bit much for me. Suzuki pins Hiromu after the Gotch neutralizer. Okay, cool. And then beats up Naito afterwards. And then Naito cuts a promo doing this and everything. Ow. Doing that, doing the tranquilo, the way I really should not try to ever speak Spanish again. Good match. And it built to Suzuki versus Naito, which is going to be a great match. It's really going to be. It's going to be something where it's like, hey, okay, is Naito going to be able to keep his cool and keep his limbs intact? Suzuki will make sure that one of those doesn't happen, probably the second one. Good enough match for what it was. Suzuki-gun gets a win. And then Tanahashi, Juice Robinson, and Taguchi versus Okada, Goto, and Gato. Pretty much just build Tanahashi and Okada and Gato and Juice Robinson. And I think Juice Robinson versus Goto, actually, Juice Robinson versus Goto, will actually be one of the sleeper matches of this whole week. I really think it's going to be a tremendous match. I think Juice could win. I think he could. I don't know if he will, but I think he could. Okada's getting really cocky. I mean, Okada got the win over Taguchi, by the way. It was a good enough match, but that was it. They did pop for Tanahashi and Okada facing off, and Juice and Goto did brawl afterwards. Okada's getting cocky. You have to wonder, are they gonna pull a swerve and give the title back to Tanahashi? I mean, not back. I mean, Okada's had it for almost 2 years now. But you have to wonder, are they gonna swerve us and have Tanahashi win it? I don't think they will. But it puts a little doubt in my mind. Because if Okada gets that cocky, Tanahashi's still the ace. He is still able to pull out some big moves and get some victories. Who knows? Could happen. I mean, I'd be all for it. Even though it'd be an odd move, I think younger guy should actually be the one, or a more shocking one should be the one to beat Okada. But hey, could be fun. And Tanahashi could drop it to Jay White and kind of rectify the whole thing that has happened at Wrestle Kingdom 12. Could be good. But Jay White versus Okada, I think, is almost just a little bit better. Just almost. But we'll see. Good enough 6-man tag, though. And then you had David Finlay versus Jay White for the U.S. title. This was good. This was really good, really hard-hitting. The history these men have together. Finlay and Jay White have feuded, I want to say, off and on since 2015, if I recall correctly. And Finlay got a victory over him. And then Jay White's beat him, I think now 10 times. Because Jay White won, obviously. I mean, obviously, if you're watching a review, 9 times out of 10, you already know the results. And you just want to hear, hey, what do fans have to say? But this was really hard-hitting, focused on Finlay's back. Jay White kept getting beat down also, Finlay would not fucking quit. There's a bad table spot. I mean, I don't know what those tables are made out of in Japan. Those tables are tough. These two men are tougher. I mean, just... wow, that just looked like it would hurt. I mean, again, it's all scripted and this kind of stuff. But in Japan, they just seem tougher, and just the shit that they do and the shit they put their bodies through, and the high impact offense, it's just so great to watch. And forgive me, I'm looking at my notes just to make sure I don't miss anything. These two have great chemistry. I would not be opposed to seeing them feud later in the year, and David Finlay to finally take the title off of Jay White. Jay White obviously hit the Blade Runner for the win, but Finlay at one point hit the Blade Runner, his own version of the Blade Runner, and actually hit it pretty well. It's like, oh yeah, right, that's right. Finlay is, of course, David Finlay is, of course, Finlay's son, Fit Finlay's son. And dear God, if you're going to have somebody that tough raise you, you better be tough in the ring. But Jay White gets the win. Really, really good match. This is the one match I would recommend you guys go back and watch. It's hard for me to really describe it and do it justice. But these two young men did really well. Superb skill, superb chemistry. I would be all for another match between these two. So, and then of course Jay White sort of puts Finlay over, saying, you proved you belong in the main event, but you proved you're not good enough to hang with me. It's a little bit more of a dig at him. That's where I think this feud won't be over yet. It will go on the back burner for a bit, and Jay White will retain against somebody else. I think Finlay will take the title from him, and that's a good build. Might even extend it to Wrestle Kingdom. I mean, I don't know if Jay White should hold the title that long. But, hey, long title reigns. I like long title reigns. I like long-term storylines. But Jay White, of course, then says, I'll get this, you can't hang with me, get this piece of shit out of here. And then he cuts I don't know who's next, this kind of stuff. I don't know who's going to be next. But good show overall. I'll say a B. It was, again, just a bit better than the Day 3 event, but it had a good flow to it. And the U.S. title match was actually better than the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag title match. And that's nothing against the talents involved. But that one had a bit of a fluky finish with shenanigans and everything. This one didn't have shenanigans. I mean, yeah, you had the table spot and stuff like that, but clean, right in the middle. I mean, Jay White pin and 1, 2, 3. But I still say afterwards, they're going to build to a rematch. And that's totally fine. So anyway, that's what I gotta say. B for me. Yes, I will be watching the April 27th show that is on at about 2:30 a.m. I'm not going to get a whole lot of sleep this weekend due to a lot of wrestling, and that's fine because I don't care if I have to work and and watch wrestling in that order. I can sleep. I can sleep. Well, people say you can sleep when you're dead. I can sleep when my body finally just says enough. Anyway, folks, so I guess I agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Twitter link in the description. It's been Real Honesty with John Rithlin, and I am John Rithlin. I will see you soon.